Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Miotsukushi Ura playthrough! Yeah, I'm actually really quite excited for today because firstly, I've not played this for years. In other words, I've not played it for 3 days. And secondly, yeah, I'm actually really quite interested to see, you know, what's actually going to happen because, yeah, last time we saw, like, not only Tomoe being just one of the best role models she possibly can to Natsumi, but secondly, what was it, like, you know, just seeing all the other people in the police divisions and how their reactions to Tomoe sort of, especially Okabe, yeah, the jealous little fuck, his reactions to actually, you know, Tomoe getting better and better, really. Yeah, I'm quite interested to see what's going to happen today. Don't really know, I have no idea, honestly, but, yeah, let's get into this. It's about time. Madoka. Interesting, I didn't actually expect Madoka to be here today, but yeah, nice. I like Madoka. She's a good character. Madoka looked at her watch and took a sip from her second oolong tea of the day to calm herself down. Oh my god. Thanks that her stomach was totally bloated and yet her throat was completely dry. Oh, that's annoying, yeah. I said it was going to be a long meeting, but still. Oh, is it like a really anticipating meeting that has, you know, a lot of importance based on what will happen to her in terms of work placements? Madoka heard about it this morning, so Madoka heard about it this morning. Tomoe was scheduled to have coverage at the TV station after this meeting. She loathed being late, so she'd probably leave sooner or later. Oh. Madoka figured that Tomoe would want to leave quickly to catch a cold drink beforehand, though. But knowing Tomoe, she wouldn't have someone make one for her or go out to buy it from her. Oh yeah, definitely not. No. Tomoe's too, I don't know, Tomoe's just too sort of, I don't know, she doesn't really want to, you know, make people's lives harder, really. She's just too selfless in regards like that. Fair. Which is why she come to this vending machine to buy something for herself. That was her chance. That's actually really quite funny. Maybe Madoka doesn't know her sister that well, or maybe she just doesn't need a... Oh, right, never mind. So hot. She's here. Sure enough, Tomoe came into the break room patting her hands together. Madoka quietly cheered to herself, but quickly remembered the reason she was waiting and refocused herself. Oh. I love how short Tomoe looks. It's actually really quite funny that we don't see Tomoe in, you know, her usual detective outfit, just because obviously her job as public relations officer is different. Huh? Madoka, you're here? I wonder. Yeah, Madoka's definitely here. I mean, why is Madoka here? I wonder. Yeah. That's actually really quite funny. So, yeah, she needs to refocus. She needs to be really attentive because, I don't know, she just wants to spend time with her sister and, like, you know, obviously praise her. That's quite nice. Great work today. You too. Wait, hang on a second. What? She's skipping work to do this? What? Wait, aren't you supposed to be on patrol at this hour? How do you know my schedule? Who told you? More importantly, why are you not doing it? Oh, Ozawa-san is in the traffic division. He said you were grumbling about having plans to work when you already had plans to go shopping. Ah, yes, because shopping is definitely more important than work. To be fair, it could be in, you know, some scenarios where, I don't know, like, because if you have no shopping, then you have no food in your house, potentially. And you just make your life a lot harder and you make budgeting a lot harder as well. So shopping is important, but at the same time though, is it more important than your job? That arse, I told him to keep it secret. Will he give you a piece of his mind for, you know, you not having, you know, doing work at the moment? I'll give him a piece of my mind later. She cast him out of this, for this unexpected development, but decided to let it go. If she said something here, Tomoe would probably launch into a scolding and their time would be oh my god, fair. There was no time to waste here, not even a second, because Madoka was just about... Oh, so that's why she's being so attentive, because Madoka was just about to ask a once-in-a-lifetime humble request. Why is it firstly a once-in-a-lifetime request, and why is it humble? You would have thought, Those just really contradict each other. That's actually really quite funny though. Tomoe will scold Madoka if, you know, she sees anything that is potentially out of order. Well, not really out of order, just anything that is not perfect. Oh, I just had a bit of desk work to take care of. Desk work equals not. Oh god, I was gonna... It always makes sense whenever you use equals and then slash equals or exclamation mark equals to say not equal to, but yeah, it just doesn't really work in, you know, actual words. But anyway, desk work does not mean patrol work. What? Oh, but I'm gonna switch back to the normal schedule starting next week, so it's okay. Alright. Is she actually telling the truth? Oh yeah. She doesn't really sound convinced at all. That's quite funny, that. Tomoe sounded like she wanted to say more, but for the time being, she went over to the vending machine and pushed the button for a coffee. A loud rattle rang out as the cold can rolled down to the pickup slot. That's actually really quite funny. She's so mad. Madoka clenched her fist to inspire herself. That's right, women are courageous, or was it affable? Wait, that doesn't matter. Hey sis. Yeah, you wanted to talk about something, right? With me? I love that, she's just so... I mean, obviously Tomoe is quite surprising that, you know, she has entirely deduced it correctly. It is a little bit coincidental, but that is entirely what she wasn't. Oh, I feel bad for her. Yeah, she was thinking about lightly introducing the topics, but Tomoe suddenly cut in and made the first round. She kind of did, yeah. And with Madoka unable to muster an answer, she took a seat on the sofa and started rolling the cold coffee around in the palm of her hand. How? I love that. I just love how confused and how, I don't know, just lost for words she sounds. I have a certain habit. I mean, it is fair that, you know, she was able to guess what they were talking about. I mean, she was literally waiting in the place that she was doing while potentially on... I mean, she does say that she has desk work to do, and she is annoyed at people for having leaked their schedule, so I think it's very likely she's getting out of work to do this, so obviously, yeah. That is a weird habit. If you do this and then, you know, bend your wrist down, if you like clench your thumb inside your fist and then bend your wrist down, apparently it breaks the tendon in your thumb or something like that. I don't know, it makes your thumb, you know, really quite damaged though. Kind of reminds me of that. That is a very weird habit. You have a certain habit. Whenever you're planning to talk about something unreasonable, you hide your thumbs inside your clasped hands. I thought it was amusing, so I always remembered it. That's so unlucky. Oh my god. She had her hands behind her back, but it was too late. She had already lost the initiative. Oh my god, yeah, definitely. Yeah, there is no going back now. Although Tomoe was still smiling for the moment. Somehow she didn't seem to be in a bad mood. That's really quite good. Yeah, that's lucky as well. It kind of depends on what they want to talk about, but yeah, if it's, you know, serious shit, then yeah. But she was staring straight with a cold, painful gaze. Oh, or was that just her imagination? No, probably not. Yeah, I have plans after this, so I don't have a lot of time. Anyway, I'm listening. You wanted to talk about something? This is quite so funny. So, obviously Madoka is really stressing about whatever this is. Tomoe just sounds so casual. I hope it's going to be something they can be casual about, like, you know, after this has been, you know, after they finished talking about this. I wonder if it's going to be something really deep. I doubt it, though.
まあ
I guess you could say that. She had no choice, she had to prepare herself. Oh my god, yeah, definitely, yeah. Muttering that to herself, Madoka sat the can in her hand down on the table in front of her. This is serious shit. Then she straightened her posture with determination, turned towards Tomoe and took a deep breath before squeezing the words out. Squeezing the words out? Oh my god, what is she saying? What, I'm gonna marry Yamaoki or something ridiculous like that? If I predicted it, I'm actually gonna be pissed off. By the way.
あのね、実はその
So actually,
6月の末にカオルさんのご両親が山口から柿内に来ることになってね。
Kaoru's parents are coming to Kakiuchi from Yamaguchi sometime near the end of June. Oh, funny, near the end of June.
それで
And?
だから
Yeah,
その時
yeah,
に
fair.
一度家族同士でご挨拶の機
See,
会
where's a
を
once in a lifetime request, obviously, because now there is never going to be an opportunity where Tomoe hasn't learned this information. She needs to do this correctly. So when they get here, it will be a rare opportunity for us to meet up as a family. Oh, she sounds hesitant. Tomoe remained silent and took a sip from her can of coffee, struggling to maintain eye contact. Oh god. Madoka looked down and played with her fingers. Oh, it's actually really quite funny. These people were struggling to maintain eye contact when nervous. That's like all of the time for people like me. Meeting face to face as a family. Needless to say, it was a solemn ritual that individuals normally conducted when 2 or 3 steps away from an engagement. Yeah, fair enough, actually, yeah. And right there, right on the spot, she was asking her sister, who was staunchly opposed to her marriage, to sit beside her at this gathering. Oh my god. Oh god, she couldn't think of anything to say. It was mission impossible. I like that. When Yamaoki entrusted Madoka with the role of asking Tomoe about this. Yeah, of course Yamaoki entrusts Madoka with the role, not himself. She seriously considered asking Fujita or Hanada for help. Or protection. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be that deep. I seriously hope not, but yeah, you never know. I mean, this is Tomoe we're talking about here. You remember that, start of Toki Hogushi? What the fuck happened there? Right, I wonder.
そ
Um,
その
I really don't think stammering like that is helping. Oh, okay. I think just from the awkwardness alone, this is not going to go well. Oh. Gold reference or Hanyu reference, depends how you look at it. So heavy. Oh yeah, the air reveal incredibly heavy. And yeah, maybe she should have asked about it another day at a less sudden and confusing time. That's actually fair enough. I mean, Tomoe does have duty to do. Can't remember exactly. Did she say what she has to do? Oh yeah, she was what? Weird. Yeah. Tomoe was gonna go to a TV company after doing her shift. Still, the longer she put it off, the less time it would give to persuade her. Fair, yeah. Yeah, make the most of your opportunity now. No, she can't get a good answer in a situation like this without laying down sufficient groundwork, right? Thinking that, she was about to say, never mind, forget it, but just then, oh. Okay, she doesn't look totally pissed off. Good start. When? Huh?
多分再来週のいつか
Probably sometime 2 weeks from now.
再来週ね
2 weeks from now, huh? Oh my god, this could go anywhere, you
確
know?
か木曜がダメだったと思うけど
You've got to be kidding me. She sounds so casual about it. Thursdays are definitely tough, but... Huh? Yeah, I thought she was really quite opposed to the marriage. Why is she just so casually, accepting the proposal to actually, have dinner with her family? By the way, I really wonder what's going to happen in this dinner with the family, because I remember the last one. I mean, obviously this is after June 1983, but Jesus Christ, that was the one where Tomoe was murdered. I don't think that happened. Yeah, as soon as he heard that reply, Madoka looked up with her mouth open wide. When she looked at Tomoe, she was pulling the police notebook out of her breast pocket to check her schedule. God, so she really is, like, completely complying with this. That's so surprising. Sis?
そんな話だろうと思ったわ。
I think I thought it might be something like that.
いいわよ、言っても。
It's fine, I can go.
木曜日はちょっと外出の予定が入ってるから、その日以外だと助かるわ
Alright, I do
ね。
have something to attend to on Thursday, so another day would be preferable. I just love how almost scared she sounds. Then
遠路はるばるお越しになるんでしょ。
they're coming all the way out here, right?
なのにこっちだけ無礼を働くわけ
Oh
に
my
もい
god,
かな
that
い
is
じゃ
so
ん。
true. But at the same time, do you remember when, I think it was Kakeboshi actually, yeah, she was genuinely so reluctant. Madoka had to do so much convincing to actually get her to go. So, why is she so cooperative? It would be rude to make you go
日
alone.
にちと場所が決まったら早めに教えて
Oh
ね。
my god, please let me know as soon as the date and location are
もし
decided.
木曜でもなんとか合わせるようにするから。
That's actually really quite nice. Even if it's a Thursday, I'll try to make it work. Yeah. Madoka still didn't have a good grasp of the situation. That's quite funny that, yeah. She will not because of how surprising it seems. But she gave a vague nod. After seeing that, Tomoe let out a quick chuckle while flicking her forehead with her index finger. Huh?
何ボケっとしているのよ。
What are you clowning around for? That's just so funny. I mean, she thinks you're gonna go fucking crazy, but no.
ちょっとは喜んだら。
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, shouldn't you be
あん
happy?
たの結婚認めてあげるって言ったんだか
Yeah,
らさ。
seriously. Yeah, I just told you I approve of your marriage, you know?
あんたの気持ちと所長の気持ちよく分かったから。
I just completely understand how you and the two feel. And this is just really quite surprising because I'm assuming in this story, I mean...
二人とも本気なんでしょ。
Yeah, you're both serious about this, aren't you?
それを
Yeah,
邪魔す
definitely,
る
yeah.
気はないから。
Now that is
幸せになり
surprising.
なさい。
That's actually really quite interesting though, because I remember in Tokyo Higurashi, you know, Tomoe completely cooperated to the marriage, and if anything, you know, she'd come to terms with it. I think it was a similar situation like this actually. Madoka had asked Tomoe whether, you know, she could actually do things, but yeah, Tomoe had actually agreed to cooperate. I love how just starstruck she sounds. Madoka was still dazed and confused by this unexpected development. That is a good way of describing it, yeah. She was expecting Tomoe to yell at her, or at the very least flat out tell her no. It's just such a change of character though. I mean, like, all the time before this, she's just completely opposed this, and, you know, fiercely as well, I'm assuming, just because of her expectations here. Oh my god. That's really quite nice of her, though. I think it's really quite good that, you know, obviously Madoka cares about this relationship so much. It's really good that Tomoe approves as well. I mean, it's fair enough that she wouldn't, but yeah, it's just good that, you know, she is. Even so, hiding facts about meeting with Yamaoki's parents would feel like betraying her beloved older sister. Oh yeah, fair enough, yeah, and obviously she needs to, it's a wedding thing, she needs to be invited naturally, because obviously, like, the parents are going to meet, might as well meet the sister as well. So after thinking it over, she made the decision to at least stick to her principles. Yeah, it's really good that. And she really won't have regretted it just because of, you know, Tomoe's reaction, realising that she doesn't actually care if, you know, this has happened. It doesn't affect her at all, badly. And yet, to think she'd finally get the marriage approval she always longed for. No, I know. It was cliche, but she was even starting to consider pinching her cheeks.
でもなぜだろう。
Yeah, but I wonder why. Well, it's actually fair enough. I mean, it's such a big change in character. She should have been happy. She's just shocked. She should be, like, she should account for that. Those were the words she always wanted to hear, but somehow her heart ached. Oh. The Tomoe that Madoka knew was a stricter individual. That's why she was so vehemently opposed to the marriage to Yamaoki. She was thinking about appearances, but more than that, about her future. Tomoe valued her family above everything else. Oh my god, yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, and after the death of her parents, that feeling grew even stronger. No, I agree, yeah. So when Madoka suffered, psychological damage and began setting off on her own path, Tomoe went as far to change her own course to watch over her. No, definitely, yeah. She really did.
私はあなたには幸せになってもらいたいの。
I want you to be happy.
温かい家庭を持ってずっと死ぬまで楽しい時間を過ごしてもらいたいのよ。
Yeah, to have a warm family and to always have a pleasant time as long as you live. One day they got into a really big fight about marriage and were on the verge of breaking up the relations. God. But then Tomoe said that with a sorrowful expression and tears in her eyes. I mean, that's actually fair enough. Obviously, it's really, really nice of Tomoe, and obviously it's from the heart as well. It's not a total lie. But at the same time, though, like, it's just... Yeah, it really is quite... I don't know, it must just be... If I was in a really heated argument, then I'd probably just because of her actually getting mad and then saying something like that, I would have thought that'd be a reason for me to, get a little bit more mad.
今はいいかもしれないけどね。向こうはあなたの倍近く年齢が離れているのよ。
It might be fine now, but he's nearly double your age, right?
間違いなくあなたよりも早くお迎えが来る。
Oh my god, that is actually fair enough, yeah. Yeah, she is definitely, I mean, it's undoubtable that she's going to have to deal with, loss very early on.
そうなったらあなた、一人ぼっちになっちゃうじゃない。
Yeah, that's understandable, yeah, and if that happens, you'll be all alone, won't you?
それで本当にいいの？
Are you really okay with that?
平気だよ。
It's fine.
もし子供ができればその子と一緒だし、
fair.
それに短い時間でも幸せな家庭を築いていくつもりだもん。
Yeah, if we have children, I'll still be happy together with them. I'll still be together with them. Plus, even if our time is short, I plan on building a happy family with them. Yeah, that's quite sweet. I mean, yeah.
じゃあ、その子に親と別れる悲しさを早いうちに味わわせるつもりなの
？Yeah, then do you intend to let your children experience the sorrow of losing a parent when they're still young? No, definitely, because they are going to have to do that. But at the same time, like, what's better, not having a kid at all and obviously not experiencing, a lot of, what you can do in life and just, living life to the fullest with this person, or, being scared of the bad possibilities so much so that you, completely prevent how you live your life.
あなたが良くても子供の気持ちを考えたことある？
Have you really thought about how your children will feel? I mean, that is fair enough, but...
私たちと同じ思いを自分の子にもさせてあなたは平気なの？
I mean, it's not going to be exactly the same experience, but at the same time, though, that is fair enough that she says that, yeah. Are you okay with letting your own child go through the exact same experience we did? Oh, God, yeah, I could imagine that, completely changing her. Yeah, she couldn't, no. And she couldn't argue with that. She knew perfectly well that she and her sister had different definitions of happiness. Yeah, but Tomoe was at least thinking about her happiness first and foremost. Since her own family time was cut short, she wanted her new family to go on happily for as long as possible. That's how Tomoe saw it. Oh yeah, that's understandable. Yeah, you definitely want to... yeah, so I suppose you've really had the consequences of, obviously time being cut short, having an unnecessarily short amount of, time to live with somebody. So as a result, you don't want that to happen, and if it does, it's just sad, too painful. Yeah, that's why Madoka spent years persuading her, trying to get her to understand. Years, Jesus. Still, today, Tomoe seemed calmer than she used to be. Yeah, definitely. I'm actually really quite surprised because this argument here, it sounded really, really heated. That's actually really quite difficult. I mean, I think she doesn't really care much about the fact that, obviously the age gap is really significant, but it's more just, obviously the fact that he's gonna go a lot sooner than, any normal husband would. So, Yeah. Well, any husband at like a normal age gap, really. It wasn't that she seemed it wasn't that she seemed to understand Madoka better, but rather that it felt like the radiance of her life was dwindling. In fact, even now, while sitting on the sofa, she was trying to avoid any unnecessary use of strength to alleviate her fatigue, even if only a little. Yeah, fair enough. That's actually really quite funny though. So maybe she's potentially not arguing and she's just cooperating with it because she firstly, you know, obviously wants to use her energy fully. And obviously doesn't want to waste it on arguments like this. But secondly, she just wants to, you know, do good for Madoka as well. I mean, obviously, her own number one objective is, you know, to make everybody happy. If she complies to this, then Madoka's going to be happy. That's what she wants ultimately. So, no way, sis. Perhaps Tomoe had gained the conviction to put her entire lifespan into these last few months. That's actually really quite interesting. That, I mean, fair enough though. Her work has been, you know, so intense. Believing that she'd atoned for causing that girl's death, and then, oh my god, yeah, that's actually understandable. I mean, oh. Madoka violently shook her head to chase the thoughts come into mind. Ridiculous. It was too ominous to consider. Sis?
Nani?
Huh? What? Are you alright? That's actually really quite funny. I mean, Madoka actually thinks her not getting completely mad about this is concerning. Yeah, are you alright? Have you been getting enough sleep these days? I've been getting sleep. Oh yeah, oh my god, yeah, fair enough. You can't have, you know, the massive, I suppose, lids on beyond your eyes. I need to appear on TV from time to time, so I have to make sure my complexion stays reasonably healthy. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Well, that's actually really quite interesting though, because you always forget that, like, obviously her hard work, it's really, really good, but I think the amount and her desire to push herself and, you know, the never-ending desire as well, that's definitely because she feels a sense of duty for, you know, obviously making up for this, for Nagisa's death. Tomoe had a bright smile on her face, but Madoka noticed her makeup had gotten much thicker recently. Oh, that's interesting. And it wasn't out of fashion, but for other reasons. Yeah, maybe she's actually trying to hide the fact that she's not, Oh my god! Oh, that's awful! She was even using perfume, which she used to avoid for the sour taste. Oh, right. She was working hard to keep her exhaustion from souring. That's actually really quite surprising, that. I mean, yeah. On top of that, she had apparently begun tutoring a female student she recently met. It was impossibly hard work. No, I couldn't agree more. I mean, she has so much on her plate, as well as, you know, the obligation. I mean, obviously she wants to do it, and she doesn't see any bad in it. If it wasn't that, in terms of, you know, the situation, then that would be bad. But yeah, she sees complete goodness in it, so it isn't really that bad. But still. Yeah, but even if I say anything, she probably won't listen. She won't, let's be honest. Madoka recently heard the high-level details of the Omaki incident from Fujita. He said that Tomoe was apparently acquainted with the victim, and yeah, oh my god, yeah, definitely. And she was dreadfully upset at the crime scene. Yep. Oh, what's this? I don't know all the details.
その子が事件に巻き込まれたのは私のせいだってすごく自分を責めていました。
But Minai-san blamed herself, saying it was her fault the girl got involved in this case.
あんなに感情的になったあの人、俺も見たことがありませんでしたよ。
I've never known her to be the sort of person to get that emotional. Yeah, it's actually really quite interesting that. I mean, throughout her entire career as being a detective, that is the person that obviously... I think it's just because firstly she was murdered, secondly her death was so brutal, and thirdly it's so ambiguous to who the criminal actually is that's behind this death. I think that's why, you know, obviously it hits her so much.
んなことないです。
That's not true.
藤田さんは初めてかもしれないけど、
Alright, yeah,
お姉ちゃ
definitely,
んはい
yeah.
つも
Yeah, no,
そ
I
うらしいん
agree.
です。
I mean, to be honest, the amount of compassion and secondly, just the amount of emotion she can get when, you know, sad, it really isn't something that, let's just say, runs short. Fujita-san, that may have been your first time seeing it, but sister's always
割
like
り切
that.
れないっていうか、不器用だから。
She just can't set aside her feelings. She's awkward that way. I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, but the thing is, you really need to, I think she's being a little bit too harsh, obviously. Like, she's seen a person that she really cares about literally completely murdered. And I think she did lift the cover. So she actually saw her face. I mean, it was completely crushed. So, yeah, of course it's awful. Madoka-san? Even after hearing about the current situation from Yamaoki and seeing her multiple times, Tomoe was always like this. Yeah. Interesting. Whenever a wanted criminal commits an act of violence claiming another victim. Whenever a suspect falls into despair and tests... Oh my god, yeah. Yes, he's always worrying and suffering, blaming her own inadequacies, driving herself to the edge. Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I find it really quite interesting, even though, you know, this whole justice thing and the whole, you know, her own selfishness and sentiment getting in the way of true justice. Yeah, that's not important in terms of this. I mean, my god, yeah. She's never going to stop doing this, no matter how much she changes. Yeah. Indeed, maybe she is slightly to blame, but when a crime occurs, it's undoubtedly the criminal's fault. It is, definitely, yeah. Yeah, Tomoe couldn't bring herself to keep her personal feelings out of it. Oh yeah, definitely, because especially if, for example, I don't know, a suicide especially, of a victim happens, then she could have prevented the suicide, and then there's also the, you know, degree to which she thinks she could have prevented murders from happening as well. And she never showed that side to her colleagues and her subordinates, but there was a time... Oh, God. Oh my god. But there was a time she caught Tomoe drinking alone at a bar at the end of the day. And honestly, she was crying non-stop. Jesus. God, that must have been awful. I mean, fucking hell. Being a detective must be really, really quite a job. I mean, I can't imagine how much, like, you know, having the duty of, and having just the conscience of, I mean, because the thing is about Tomoe, when people's lives are cut short, I think it's just this idea about their lives being cut short and the fact that they don't deserve it whatsoever, and obviously that reflecting to her, you know, her parents, sadly. Even after hearing about the current situation from Yamaoki and oh my, why am I reading that? I was gonna say that in my head. I was gonna reread it and obviously say the words in my head, but I accidentally, you know, said it out of my mouth. God, that's awful, I mean. Yeah, that must have really been tough, that. Fujita-san.
私、時々思うんです。
I thought something from time to time.
お姉ちゃんって本当は刑事に向いてないんじゃないかって。
But in all honesty, Sis might not be able to handle being a detective. Yeah, and I mean, she isn't a detective now, but yeah, that is actually fair enough. I mean, obviously, she's fucking brilliant at the job, so it just seems so weird that, you know, that's actually being said, but at the same time, yeah, it's just the mental side of it. Madoka-san?
今、この書き打ち書の管轄内だけで、
Yeah,
ど
my
れくらい
god,
の人が死んで
definitely.
ると思います。
Right now, how many people do you think are dying within the Kakiuchi Station jurisdiction area
ど
alone?
れだけの人が犯罪をしでかしているか知っていま
Do
す
you
か？
have any idea how many people are currently committing crimes? Yeah, and I mean, there are...
20、
Yeah,
それ
definitely.
こそ100でも収まらないくらい
10, 20, maybe even 100 people are grieving, suffering, and dying. Yeah, it really is
死ん
awful,
でい
but
ます。
it's true.
その一つ一つに同情したり
Yeah,
後
yeah,
悔
yeah,
なんてして
definitely,
いた
yeah.
ら心が持ちませんよ。
if you feel sympathy or regret for every last one of them, your heart won't last. Yeah, definitely. And the thing is, if Tomoe actually does feel, regret for all of the people that not only she's, met, especially, but, the fact that people's lives have been taken or, made so much worse because of crime. Feeling regret for every single one of them is, you won't be able to get very far at all.
それに警察だって人間だから、万能じゃないんです。
Plus, the police are human beings, they're not omnipotent.
間違いだってあるし、できないこともある。
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Even they make mistakes and there are things they can't do. Yeah, but the only thing is Tomoe obviously wants her mistakes to have grave consequences, obviously. I mean, with things like the Nagisa, what led her to her death, it doesn't even really have any mistakes, honestly. I mean, Tomoe was doing flawlessly what she thought was right, obviously encouraging Nagisa to begin speaking with Deno. Isn't it unbelievable to think that conversation was actually going well?
その分ボロボロになって傷ついてる。
Yeah, my god, yeah. Even so, sis always put in so much effort to respond to everybody, always moving here and there, exhausting herself and enduring the pain. Yeah, definitely.
本当に壊れちゃうのに。
Yeah, even though she'll completely break unless she can better set aside her feelings. Yeah. She really does put in so much effort though. I mean, the thing is about her, obviously, she feels that she has a duty to do, but this duty overtakes, her priorities in life. I mean, it is her priority in life. She already knew. She herself was actually very selfish and not opposed to making terse remarks that wouldn't reflect well on the police. Is terse extreme? Like a synonym for extreme? Oh, abrupt, yeah. But even so, Madoka couldn't help but think, wouldn't it be better for her to live smooth life? I mean, honestly, I agree, but at the same time, would it really be better? How is Tomoe after, having the fun and... Because the thing is, obviously, she does feel her duty, and it is painful to do this duty, but at the same time, it's fun, and it's enjoyable, and it's, something she can actually live a life that's happy with. So, yeah, of course, she's, it's never going to be something she's going to be able to give up. Wouldn't it be better not to accept that level of responsibility so easily? But the thing is, by not doing that, you're also, denying a part of Tomoe that is really, really important. She worked hard enough to be allowed to do that, so she should be entitled to make that happen. And yet, Tomoe always seemed to draw the short end of the stick. Yeah, even if this Emirates investigation project succeeds... Yeah, fair enough actually, yeah. Tomoe won't be the one to receive credit for it. On the other hand, if it fails, it will definitely derail her career track. God. Yeah, that's actually really quite interesting because obviously if it fails and, we've got some really, really advanced techniques in terms of investigations that, if they don't actually prove effective and they can't solve investigations, then all of the effort she's done to not only, encourage them, but, yeah, it will be completely destroyed, and also her reputation is like she genuinely taking this seriously and telling the truth. That'll be a question they're probably going to be able to validly ask. Yeah, it's actually really quite something about the, investigation, though. She's not going to receive credit, and she's, if she's doomed for failure. Doomed. To be blunt, solving a cold case in just 3 months wasn't impossible. It was reckless. Oh my god, yeah, definitely, I couldn't agree more. I think it's really good that she thinks this, because it's so true. And to think, how much of a big and political conspiracy this is. I mean, this really is similar to, imperialist Japan, where, you know, the military literally controlled the government, and obviously, as a result of that, you know, really, really corrupt things happened, and obviously countries ran awfully and stuff like that. Yeah. If they restore that, I mean, just because of how much of a connection there has to imperialistic Japan, like, you know, so many people up higher just completely, you know, completely corrupt. And obviously in really, really high positions, it's going to be so hard to not only investigate, but, you know, come to a conclusion that doesn't, you know, make them forcibly stop the investigation. And yeah, Tomoe placed their bet on that. Yeah, oh my god, yeah, literally devoting her entire life as a police officer to make it happen. She did though, seriously. I mean, I agree with Madoka, it is reckless. It was worth going that far. Yeah, is it worth it? I mean, okay, I'm going to be honest, I think even if it does happen, what is really going to be gained? Because firstly, she's not going to gain credit. I mean, maybe Tomoe is just such of a, you know, community-spirited person that she doesn't really care if she doesn't get anything from it at all. Maybe nobody will recognise her efforts, but at the same time, they'll be really benefited by her efforts, so I suppose that's a good thing. Would anybody even recognise it if she did? It's going to be so awful if this, you know, constant obligation and duty and, you know, commitment is going to lead to nothing. I really, really hope she's actually going to get something out of this, because it could be likely that, you know, everything fails in the end and nothing happens. Her career's derailed and stuff like that. And Madoka couldn't believe that they would. Yeah, thinking that, she thought her sister poor and pitiable and wanted to cry. Or do you see the positives in this? I mean, just seeing how much of a heart your sister has, and secondly, no, but at the same time, her heart is destroying herself. So, yeah. So deep down, Madoka.
お姉ちゃん
Sis,
何
what is it? Yeah, I love this. Madoka's just been so, you know, she's just been thinking about Tomoe in so much depth, and then Tomoe is just like sipping on a cup of coffee. Complete opposite end. Good luck. Oh, that's actually really quite interesting. I thought it was going to be anything but that. I thought it was just... I mean, it's quite funny. We thought, like, you know, Tomoe's reaction was completely contradictory to what we thought. But, yeah, I really thought that Madoka was actually going to, you know, just seriously try to discuss, you know, her sort of emotional weaknesses, really. But no. I like that. Yeah, that's... To be honest, I think that's the best thing she can do. Yeah, if that's anything I can do, I can do to help, I'll do my best. Thanks.
その前にあんたは自分の仕事をちゃんとやりなさいよ
I know! But before you do that, maybe you should take care of your own job. No, because think about this. I mean, she's literally skipped a shift on patrol. And yet, you know, obviously, just so Tomoe can actually, you know, have just so she can have this discussion with Tomoe. I mean, like, come on. She probably should be. Yeah, I know. I just love that, you know, you have, you know, obviously Madoka really, really, really concerned about Tomoe, whereas, you know, herself, she doesn't care about her job whatsoever, I swear to God. Well, I mean, obviously she does, but not in this situation. Yeah, she was deeply ashamed of her clumsiness at being unable to bring herself to say anything more than that. The truth is, she wanted to set Tomoe free right away. Oh, interesting. She wanted to tell her sister, who always spent more time worrying about Madoka than herself. That's enough. That was the main reason she decided to get married so soon. That's actually really quite interesting. So I'd assume that obviously marriage would make it so that Tomoe, you know, she wouldn't really have a reason to worry about Madoka. Madoka can just, you know, continue to you know, live her life. Tomoe continue to live hers. And yet she was being a huge burden on her because of her shallow feelings. It was so sad. And even now, she couldn't do anything for her sister. Oh god, that's really sad. Yeah, and tears seemed to come flowing as she thought that, so she turned to look up at the ceiling. The light from the fluorescent lamp was painful on her eyes. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that at that moment. Oh my god! Oh, that must have been really quite scary. He's just so lost in thought, and then action calls. Oh, there you are. I've been looking for you. Oh, two detectives stepped into the break room as he said that. Oh, right, they were Tomoe's subordinates, Hanada and Fujita. No, they're not her subordinates anymore. Oh. Oh my god, it's everybody here. Is it me or Hanada really, really looks like somebody that could be from Ace Attorney? I don't know why. Oh, hello, Madoka-san. Oh, thank you for your hard work. Yeah, same to you. Madoka noticed Fujita's sudden eye movements while returning his greeting. Seemed like that was her cue to leave. Oh, yeah, fair enough, yeah. Yeah, she's definitely got the cue. Alright, I need to head back. Yeah, I'll call you later tonight. Sensing the atmosphere, Madoka lightly smiled and bowed her head to the two detectives, then fixed her hair as she quickly exited the room. After seeing that, Fujita hung a cleaning in progress sign on the break room door, locked it, and then took a seat. That is dirty. Oh my god, I love that. And then took a seat on the sofa in front of Tomoe. Oh, thank you for your trouble. Oh, do you have any new information? Interesting, I wonder what he's actually done. Yeah, I do find it really quite sad with Madoka though, the fact that she, just feels really quite powerless in her situation with, her sister. But what can she do, seriously? I mean, how are you going to change her attitudes? I mean, to be fair, you probably can over a long period of time, but at the same time, I think it's just going to be so difficult, without obviously losing her trust and hope in herself.
Yeah. すみません。
Oh, sorry.
尾崎渚の関係者完全に貝になっちゃいまして。
Wait, hang on a second. So were these people actually trying to, communicate with the people that have links to Nagisa? And the people connected to Ozaki Nagisa completely clammed up.
話すらしてくれませんでしたよ。
They didn't even say a word.
俺もカフェオレ頼む。
Oh, I'll get me a cafe au late too. Fujita let out a sigh while loosening his tie. Then he tossed 100 yen coin to Hanada, who was buying a can of coffee from the vending machine, before turning his head back.
全員たたりが自分たちにも及んでくるかもって怯えていました。
Everybody was terrified that the curse might
茨城の
strike
事件
them.
の被害者の中にはさらに引っ越して行方をくらました家庭もありましたよ。
I mean, yeah, that's understandable, yeah. But at the same time, though, it's just really quite surprising that even, in a place that isn't Hinamizawa, how superstitious people are. I mean, even though Urena was completely insane at this incident, at the point of time in this incident, yeah. I'm assuming that the kids are probably just so scared about living there that, obviously they had to go. Some of the victims from the Ibaraki incident moved even further away, and there were other families we lost track of.
引っ越し
Moved?
その安否は
Are they safe?
ああ、大丈夫です。そっちは
Oh, yeah,
俺の
that is
方で
really
裏を
quite
取って
good,
ますか
yeah.
ら。
That's okay. I'm handling it from the other end.
とても話を聞ける状況ではありません
But
ね。
it's not a situation where I can exactly
せ
question.
っかく助けてやろうってのに疫病神呼ばわりされて
God.
門前払いです。
Yeah, even though I'm trying to help, they call me a god of misfortune and slam their doors on me. That's actually really quite surprising. I mean... That's actually really quite surprising though. So people that have, you know, seen the Nenna incident, you know, they can't even find them. The police can't find them. That is weird. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. We're completely on their bad side. Yeah, yeah, understandable, yeah. Well, that... See, this is some of the... These are some of the good things I think, you know, Tomoe's really compassionate personality has. For example, this, you know, her really being able to see the point of view of the victim and obviously being able to sympathise with them. It's really good, that. Oh my god. There were even times when they sprinkled salt on me. Heads up. Hang on a second. Sprinkling salt superstition. Let's see. Salting a bird's tail was a legendary superstition of Europe and America. Oh, alright. That's not really... That's rationality, not superstition. Apparently it's bad luck to spill salt on people. Right. Salt superstition. Spilling salt is an evil omen? What the fuck? Spilling salt is an invitation for the devil to come into your life and cause misfortune. Well, that's very nice. That is so weird though. Salt attack, motherfucker. I could just imagine, like, I don't know, some really, really poisonous or, you know, salt that could potentially react really badly with, I don't know, maybe... Could you imagine, like, salt that had, I don't know, nanoparticles that were binded onto them that enter the skin and obviously enter the bloodstream, cause some really bad body reaction that actually kills you in the end? I mean, could in theory happen. Hanada chimed in while tossing a can of coffee to Fujita. Then he dexterously pulled the tab back while pulling the police notebook from his breast pocket and laying it out. Now that is actually really quite interesting because I think I remember hearing something about, you know, everybody trying to keep it from the police, everybody keeping it confidential so that Nenna, you know, doesn't get into further trouble. The first of the Ibaraki school did nothing but repeat, I forgot, don't remember, and it's got nothing to do with me over and over. That is seriously surprising though. I mean, everybody doing it. It's obviously a rule of thumb for them to, you know. Yeah. Seems like everybody involved has been hit with a gag order and told how to respond. Now, I really wonder why they're doing this. I mean, obviously the police can't, you know, they have to... They probably try to force this information out of them, but yeah, it doesn't look like they've gone very far. Yeah, it's interesting why they'd actually do this. There's clearly a strong push to sweep the details of this assault under the rug. I see. Ooh, yeah, that's a good person to look into. By the way, Fujita-kun, what do you know about Hiranuma Yoko? Yeah, she came out totally clean too. Yeah. Yeah, she was apparently well behaved and a good student in her nursing school days. Yeah, exactly. Apart from obviously the way she became a fucking psycho and, you know, obviously accepted a bribe because it's really quite funny. She accepted a bribe because she was, you know, bored of her job and, well, not really bored of her job, just, you know, sick of the constant labour and, you know, intensive stuff for, you know, not that much reward compared to, you know, the intensity of your work. Yeah, she really was fucking sick. She accepted a bribe and then the Manta Dogs kind of gave her what she deserved. You know, a syndrome in alcohol format. Expensive alcohol, I think. Can you imagine if the Mountain Dogs accidentally slipped up the, I don't know, glasses so that they drank the, poison instead. I really like this music. I forgot how good it was. It really fits with this. It's really relaxing as well.
Oh,
interesting. Yeah, fair. I mean, no, why am I saying fair? However, it seems she didn't have many close friends, likely due to her overly serious demeanor. You can be serious and have friends. But obviously that's bad luck. I mean, you can have loads of friends and be serious, but at the same time it is quite bad luck that, she hasn't had many. Yeah, that's why her death was such a shock for the people involved. Yeah, definitely. I mean, she's just a completely innocent person, and she never goes out of her way to firstly, do any sort of crime or, do anything that's really, really bad. Maybe she's actually done things that have been unnoticed, or maybe she's been like a, a secret, angel outside, devil inside, or something like that. Oh, in that case, the odds of it being drug-related are low. Indeed, at worst, she was involved in smoking. Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. But people in her position definitely have acquaintances, or maybe even romantic partners. We considered that and tried getting in touch with Hinanima's previous friends, but that ended up being tough.
Tomoe rested her chin on her folded hands, lost it in thought.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. She was currently working for a public relations, so she had no investigative authority of her own. Yeah, it's actually quite interesting, but the thing is, these people have so much respect for her that they will act upon her orders, and obviously they will, conduct investigations related to what she thinks, is good. That's really nice. No, but at the same time, yeah, fair. That's why she asked Fujita and Hanada to gather information on her behalf, but they didn't seem to be making any more progress than Investigation HQ. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Oh, that's right. There were 2 points that were omitted from the previous forensics report. Jesus. Oh my god. We've discovered that both of Okazaki Nagisa's shoulders were dislocated. Both shoulders? Not just one. Well, that's actually really quite odd though. Why would both shoulders be dislocated? Maybe it's because of, I don't know how she's potentially been hit or something like that. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the mountain dogs have actually, kidnapped her, dislocated one of her shoulders, and then her being, thrown out has dislocated the other. Yes. Yeah, I think that definitely shows that somebody has actually done something here. There were scratches on her right shoulder, so we can probably infer that one was dislocated when she fell out of the vehicle. Yeah, but there was also somewhat unnatural bruising on the left shoulder. Interesting, unnatural. Yeah. I think they overlooked it. Yeah, seems that information wasn't in the original investigation report. I wonder why. Now that would be interesting. I really wonder if either it's an oversight or maybe this could potentially leak something key about the mountain dogs. I wonder.
両方とも転落時に外れたものとの見解だったんでしょう。
Oh, I think their original assessment was that both shoulders were dislocated in the fall.
確かに。猛スピードで走行していた車から落ちたのなら、
Yeah, that's fair
そういった
enough.
負傷の仕方もあるみたい
Yeah,
で
and
すし
especially
ね。
if you're moving with so much momentum that potentially you, I don't know, fall once and then, I don't know, like a rebound, I don't know, maybe you just are constantly rolling over, you hit one of your shoulders and then you go onto the other side and, yeah, then you hit your other one. Is that on the back of my hoodie? Oh, it's just a weird stain. Right. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, interesting though. Tomoe and Fujita both nodded at Hanada's explanation. In other words, after escaping from the first car, Nagisa may have been struck by another vehicle as she fell into the road. Yeah, interesting. I think it's a little bit unlikely for momentum to happen, obviously, because I mean, it kind of depends on the speed she would have been going. I mean, obviously, she would have had like all of the car's velocity, and she obviously would have had, you know, I suppose that change of velocity, massive deceleration, probably would have been really quite painful in terms of moving. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe she's just, you know, fell and then fell and hit both shoulders while, you know, just, I don't know, she's fell and then her body's, you know, moved and rotated so that the other shoulder's been hit. But at the same time, I think that's a more likely conclusion because, yeah, why would that dislocate a shoulder? Well, it kind of depends. You don't really know enough to sort of assume it. I mean, these people are probably the people I should be, you know, looking for information
他にも
for.
道端に転がっていた遺品の中に花の種が入った袋があったと。
Yeah, interesting. Why would that be found along the roadside? Yeah, hang on a second. That is actually really quite weird because if she's, you know, been thrown out of a car, which is obviously the mountain dog's car, why the hell would that be, you know, found along the roadside? What would... Maybe that could have potentially been something she, in her last moments, was actually trying to, I don't know, move. In addition to that, it seems one of her belongings, a bag of flower seeds, was found along the
どうやらポ
roadside.
ケットかどこかに所持していたものが転落の際に飛び出てしまったみたいです。
Yeah, probably. Must have been in her pocket and came out when
花
she
の
fell.
種
Fell even. Flower seeds, you say? Yeah, definitely, yeah. Got to think of it, Nagisa did mention that she was in the gardening club, so it wouldn't be that unnatural, so that it wouldn't be that unusual for her to be carrying something like that around. But it's not something you can, you carry around everywhere, like, potpourri. The fuck is potpourri? Oh, it's a... Let's see, oh, it provides like a gentle and natural scent. So it's basically just low budget perfume. Yeah, so there may have been some specific meaning behind her carrying it. Interesting. I think this is just as trivial as, you know, she was going to the gardening club.
竜宮レイナの様子
Obviously
はど
proves
うだっ
that,
た
you know, this was murder as opposed to suicide. By the way, Hanada-kun, what about the status of Yu
あ
Reina?
あ、それですが、
Ooh,
一応ぶつけてみましたよ。
I wonder. Right, about that, I did run into her once.
沢村康平と尾崎渚が死んだ話を。
I told her about Sawamura Kohei's death and Ozaki Nagisa's death.
本人に直接言ったのか？
No, you said that directly. Yeah, it is actually really quite surprising that. I
そ
mean,
れはちょっとやりすぎじゃ。
I don't you think that's a bit overkill?
しょうがないだろう。今は完全に八方塞
Well,
がりなん
that
だから。
really is reckless. I mean, not reckless, sorry, brutal. I had no choice. Our investigation is completely deadlocked at the moment. I mean, I suppose seeing her reaction maybe would be able to
まあ
conclude
危
that she
険は承知の上
didn't
で
murder them.
何らかの反応があればめっけもんだと思って話の勢いで。
Yeah, fair. Well, I was aware of the danger, but I thought it would be helpful if the momentum of the story got a reaction out of her. Yeah, but it must be really quite hard for that, because obviously you want to see this person's reaction, but at the same time you need to be as empathetic and, you know, as much as a decent human being you can possibly be in a situation like that, because obviously, you know, this person's just discovered that their friends have died. I mean, yeah, of course.
無断で先行したのは謝ります。
Yeah, I apologize for acting without your permission. I mean, fair.
いいわ。私もきっとそうしたと思うし。
Yeah, fair. I'm actually quite surprised that Tomoe would have been thinking the same thing, but at the same time, yeah, it's fine. I'm sure I would have been thinking the same
そ
thing.
れでどうだっ
Yeah, so
た？
how did she take it?
特になしです。
Oh, not very strong, though.
無関係を装うというよりも無関心って感じでしたよ。
Yeah, because of course she would be. I mean, if anything, we're literally, we're really quite close to June 1983. Nena has changed and she is such a good person now. I mean, even beforehand, when Nagisa was actually going to talk to Nena, they had talked and it was genuinely a successful, conversation. That's the most awful thing. I can't remember when we actually learned that it was a successful conversation, but I just know that it is. Oh, no. We learned in the letter with Nagisa. Because obviously Tomoe was really busy and Nagisa couldn't actually see her before, her death, so she wrote a letter and that is when we learnt it. Yeah, and of course she would be, yeah.
無関心？
Apathetic? Tomoe furrowed her brows as she repeated that back. Hanada had a slightly averse look on his face as he nodded back to her, then continued.
せめてタタリにあって殺されたんでしょとか。
Yeah, definitely. They haven't she hasn't whatsoever. She's genuinely concerned. I mean, these people are her friends. Yeah, at the very least, she could have responded with they were cursed or serves them right to put them on some pretense.
そうなんですか。だけだったら返すことはなしです。
Right, that's not what I was expecting. I was expecting her to be really quite grieved, but all she had to say was, "Is that so?"
今時の子供ってのは転校したら前の友人のことなんて忘れちまうものなのかって正直呆れちゃいま
At
したよ。
the same time, there are a lot of external factors, like for example, the pharmaceuticals that would have obviously tampered with her memory a lot with the time. But at the same time, though, there would have been memories beforehand that she should have been able to recall. Like, I mean, not everything should have been. I mean, especially in, for example, Tumi Horoboshi, when we get the memories of when her earlier life first started to go to complete shit. They probably would have been they probably would have been friends by then. So, yeah, it doesn't really make sense that. To be honest, I was shocked that children today could be so quick to forget their old friends after moving to a new school. Yeah, definitely, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be.
他にはなん
Was
て
there anything else?
基本的にはミナイさんと大石刑事の調べた内容の繰り返しですね。
Yeah, they're really not getting anywhere with this. Basically, it's a repeat of everything you and Detective Oishi already investigated, Minai-san.
ミナイさんが乗っていた車のガソリン給油口に残っていた指紋と
What?
リュウグウレイナの指紋が一致し
That
ま
is
した。
so surprising. Like, genuinely. Also, the fingerprints left on the gas cap of your patrol car was a positive match for Yugu
おそら
Reina.
くミナイさんの睨んだ通り、
What?
彼女がガソリンを抜き取った可能性が高いですね。
That does actually make sense, obviously, because she may be thinking that, Tomoe and Oishi were actually talking to each other about Rena's past, so obviously Rena could have obviously misinterpreted this, paranoia, stuff like that. She could have, really got a bad idea and obviously thought that this could potentially be a threat to, her future, so, acting out of desperation, doing stuff like that. It's so surprising, though. The arson could have been her as well, but, what the fuck? How? I'm just seriously surprised that she would have actually been the person to do this. Why not the mountain dogs? I see.
なるほど。
That is so surprising, though. Yeah, definitely. When Tomoe visited the Yugu household, somebody intentionally siphoned the gas from her car. Thanks to that, she had to head back to Okinomiya on foot, and on the way... Yeah... Somebody nearly fucking died! She recalled what happened back then. The lock was forced open, but that wouldn't be difficult with appropriate tools. Yeah, understandable, but I just find it really quite surprising that Rena, being the type of person to firstly, be experienced in crime, and secondly, force locks open. That's Mion, not Rena. But that wouldn't be difficult with appropriate tools. However, the fact that it was done without making a... Yeah. The fact that it was done without making a sound suggests that it was work of the professionals. Of a professional. And Rena doesn't even know about the mountain dogs, so... Yeah, that is actually really quite weird. I don't think it fully adds up, especially because of the whole paranoia thing. She wouldn't have got this provoked. She is more rational now. She has learnt from her past and she has put it behind her. I just don't really understand why this would be the case. Maybe the mountain dogs have actually been able to... No, the clinic could be, a means of getting somebody's fingerprint, and then maybe they could have somehow replicated it, and then, boom, just get a bit of tape it on there, and I'd assume remove the tape so you can get the fingerprint on there? I don't know though. A girl with very specialised knowledge of cars was able to remove enough gas to kill the engine in such a short time frame. Yeah, it is weird. Yeah.
女の子が一人でできる作業なのかしら。
Yeah. No, but the only thing is now this is going to give wrong assumptions based on, you know, the fact that Denar may be working with somebody, but no, she is not working with anybody. No way. I don't think she actually did this. I think it was the mountain dogs. I wonder if the girl could have actually managed to do that on her own.
それが未だに
Yeah, I
腑
still
に
find
落
it
ち
hard
な
to
いよ
swallow.
ね。
Yeah, definitely. I kind of do as well. No, not kind of, really do. Yep, I think this just adds up to be the mountain dogs too much. Ooh, that would be interesting. In that case, should we bring her in for questioning? Yeah. I really wonder if they're actually gonna, you know, have truth about the bloody arson that happened. I wonder. We could charge her with property damage, or yeah, property damage is definitely true, or obstruction of government duties, or any charges we can think of. I mean, they can charge them, but the only thing is I think they're getting too desperate. They're getting too desperate and they're using their authority badly. They firstly have... Oh, they have fingerprint evidence though. But at the same time, even though they have fingerprint evidence, it doesn't fully add up. It really, really doesn't. Yeah, but at the same time though... Is it possible to put somebody else's fingerprint from the crime scene? Interesting. Yeah, so it looks like there are actually ways to fake fingerprints. I get a lot of things about biometrics. A lot more than, you know, what I'm actually looking for, but yeah, fair.
被害者の遺留品のレシートと切符についた指紋が彼女のものと一致すれば、地検もきっと逮捕状を出してくれますよ。
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. If the fingerprints on the victim's belongings, on the victim's belongings or the tickets match hers. Yeah, the district's prosecutor's office is likely to issue an arrest warrant. Fair. That's actually fair enough. So when he says the victim's belongings, he's meaning, you know, the seeds, the bag of seeds. Yeah, that'd actually be really quite interesting, because you imagine if, like, I don't know, something really weird happened, and then I'll move the seeds. That could potentially be what they'd think. Like, then I'll move the seeds once she'd actually been killed. At the same thought.
沖宮の刑事の話だと、その竜宮霊なひなみ沢御三家の筆頭。
Yeah, the Sonozaki family will fucking kill you. You cannot do that. However, according to a detective in Okinomiya, Ryugu Dana is close friends with the daughter of the Sonozaki family, one of the three families orchestrating Hinamizawa.
強引にやると、おそらくそこの弁護士やら県議やらを動かして、
There are very scary Sonozaki lawyers. You do not want to mess with them. If we act too forcefully, they'll probably send a lawyer to the prefectural assembly to protect her. Yeah.
そうなったら、今度は村全体が閉鎖的になって、情報収集が不可能になるんじゃないかってな。
And if that happens, the entire village may cut us off, which would make it impossible to collect any more information.
あり得るわ。
Fair. Yeah, that is a possibility. Even so, the Kazuwa Yasudo-sama gives Hinamizawa a strong sense of unity. It does, yeah, it makes their job so much harder. Oh yeah, but that the depth of that devotion is beyond normal. Just what on earth makes the villagers there have such strong beliefs? It is a curse. I wonder if, I mean, of course Tomoe knows about the mystery. No, I hope Tomoe. No, wait, hang on a second, she does, because I remember when Oishi and Tomoe first met, Oishi obviously, you know, introduced the context. And that is when she learned how fucking weird Hinamizawa is, and how hard her job is gonna be.
ちなみに2人はどう？
Incidentally, what about the two of
タ
you?
タリって信じる？
Do you believe in the curse? I think if they said yes, then
俺は
yeah.
そうですね。
Actually,
正直今は半々ってところでしょうか。
I'm really quite surprised that you're not 100%, you know, rationality. But okay, to be honest, I'm 50-50 split
な
on
ん
it.
せ今回の事件は唐突というか関連的なものが少なすぎる。
Admitting that the curse is the thing that's behind this is like 100% defeat. After all, this case is so out of the blue and not enough of the pieces fit together.
むしろタタリならどれだけ考えるのが楽か。
Oh yeah, fair enough,
なん
yeah.
て思いたくもなりますよ。
So there have been times where I've thought it would be so easy if I could just assume it's the work of a curse.
へえ。
You can't though. I mean, obviously it's the easy way out, but yeah, it doesn't really work. Assuming it's a curse doesn't really give you any culprits. For Fujita to go that far made it clear how difficult the situation was. Oh, interesting. He's obviously a person that's really bent on rationality. So yeah, that would be really bad if, you know, even he's talking about, you know, this, just anything as unnatural and obviously false as this. Even Tomoe herself was tempted to suspect the involvement of a supernatural element.
花田君は？
God. Wow, what about you, Hanada-kun?
さーてね。
Well,
ただまあ、俺は幽霊より人間の方が怖いと思うたちですから。
really, I think humans are far more frightening than ghosts. I mean, what's a ghost gonna do? Push you down the stairs? I don't
い
fucking
るか
know.
どうかわからない存在よりも感情がはっきり見える。
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Unlike creatures we don't know for sure or even exist, human emotions are plain to see.
意外ね。
That's surprising.
実際ひなみ沢に足を運んだあなたならその異様さに意識がいきそうなものだ
As
けど。
somebody who's visited Hinamizawa, I'd expect you to be more conscious of
まあ、奇妙な印象はありましたけど
that.
ね。
Yeah, well, I did get a strange impression.
怖いってよりも、むしろムカつくって言った方が近いですよ。
But it wasn't so much fear as it was
いかに
irritation.
もこっちをよそ者ってな目でジロジロ見てきて、
Interesting, that.
感じが悪いって。
Yeah, definitely. As a police officer as well, that would have increased a lot more. Yeah, it was like so many guys were always staring at me like an outsider. It felt unpleasant.
花田君、大石さんと一緒に回らなかったの？
Okay, that's why. Hanada-kun, didn't you travel with Voice-san?
ええ、まあ。
Right about that. Oh, interesting. So what's actually happened to Oishi? Has he just said, like, piss off? I don't know. No, he wouldn't do that, obviously. He's professional. But, yeah. Hanada said that he initially planned to take Tomoe's advice and cooperate with Oishi of Okinomiya Station, but unfortunately he was away on a business trip. Oh, so we had no choice but to go alone. Oh, that's actually really quite, you know, intimidating. Yeah, maybe he was either seen, you know, with Well, he probably had his police. Well, he wouldn't have had, a police officer's uniform. Maybe he actually, from Mountain Dog moles, people know of his, existence and know that of his occupation as well. Because to a lot of people, he just looks like, a casual person. Doesn't look, nothing distinctive about him would actually make people suspect that he's a police officer at all. He had heard about how Tomoe was attacked there and felt it would be a bit careless, but at the same time he was convinced there was no other option. Yeah, fair enough. Oh god, Hanada had no prior knowledge of Hinamizawa, so even though he was told about the danger, he likely had no idea what it actually entailed. Now that would be interesting. Next time, maybe I'll go try and meet her. A phone call would be sufficient, but it's far easier to get a feel for people when you can meet up with them and speak directly. Oh yeah, definitely, because you don't get any facial expressions with phone calls. No, phone calls are bad for that type of stuff. And perhaps you'd be able to obtain some new information, maybe. Of course, he was reluctant to ever step foot in Hinamizawa again. Oh yeah, definitely, and the thing that's really bad is the mountain dogs know her. Oh, it's also almost time. Oh, I need to head to the TV station. Oh god. Oh, she cannot be late for this. And I mean, if anything, Tomoe, we've heard from Madoka that, she hates being late. That would not be good. Another interview? Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I wonder who she's actually interviewing, but at the same time, it's actually really quite nuts. Just obviously her trying to get the media's approval would, obviously involve a lot of the things she's doing on public, being broadcasters, but at the same time, being interviewed so much about, her potential revolutionary discoveries. I mean, yeah, that must be tough. Oh, that's lucky. Yeah, it's only a prep meeting today, so it's no big deal. Yeah, well, I may need to go out and grab a drink afterwards. Oh, fair enough. Fuck it, man. It's just too difficult. You can only have no alcohol for so long in the adult world, it looks like. Oh my god, yeah, definitely. I think it's really good that, he's saying this. You need to get some rest once in a while. Yeah, not only collapsing because of, obviously the stress this, detective work could potentially, this investigation could potentially bring, but also because of, obviously all the work she has at public relations. It's actually really quite nice that she's got public relations work as well as, prioritising this case. When I say public relations work, I mean, for example, the interviews, as well as trying to solve this case and prioritising it, as well as, obviously trying to make her, proposition for investigatory profiling techniques looking as good as possible. It's really quite nuts. Yeah, if you collapse right now, all the NRIPS guys and the other people in the field would clash. Yeah, fair. And this project would disappear. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Oh, oh god, that's actually really quite bad, yeah. There was no hint of levity in Fujita's words. Some of their investigators had already complained about the arrogant, clueless attitude of the NRIPS researchers. Yeah, I'll slow down once it's all over. Yeah, I mean, once it's all over, that could potentially be in, I don't know, over 3 months. I don't think that's a good idea at all, but... Yeah, Tomoe is Tomoe. When is she ever going to be not rational? I mean, she is being rational, but realistic. Until then, I need to keep running as hard as I can. But where was she headed? Oh, interesting. And after it was all over, would she feel like she accomplished something? I would hope so, but... Or would she be left feeling empty? Oh, now that's interesting. Even Tomoe didn't know herself for sure. Alright, let me know if you make any progress. Roger.
任せてください。
Leave it to us. Yeah, oh my god, I really hope they can find stuff. But yeah, if they do potentially interview, I don't know, if they actually find, you know, the things that are actually on, the fingerprints that are actually on Nagisa's, you know, bag of seeds to be Denos, that makes everything I know and everything I've been thinking completely go down the drain, because it just reverses any trust I have in Dena. Yeah, that's actually really quite interesting about this, by the way. So, yeah. Tomoe disappears, and that results in, you know, the detectives refusing to cooperate with Emrips, and they're probably only cooperating with Emrips just because of Tomoe and, you know, how much of a nice person she is. They want to listen to her, but they won't want to listen to, you know, all of the desk jockeys, as they call them, in Emrips. I love that insult, a desk jockey, it's so good. Tomoe parted ways with Fujita and Hanada, intending to head to the TV station by the car, so she headed out the main entrance and into the nearby parking lot. The sun had already set and the veil of darkness had already been draped over the surrounding area, and out there...
あれ?
Huh? Wow. Looking closely, there was a man sitting on a large stone smoking a cigarette. Interesting. He was wrapped in thick shadows, so she probably would have never noticed him if it not for the bright red flame. Yeah. Is this Oishi? He seemed to be killing time by blowing smoke circles. She was all too familiar with that gesture.
荒川さん?
What? Arakawa-san? No way! What? Firstly, how the fuck do these people know each other? Secondly, what?
ああ、未来警部さん。
Oh, Jimmy's better than me, nice.
どうもどうも。
Hello. I am actually so surprised. I thought this was going to be Oishi. Or maybe some sort of suspicious man, I don't know. What? Why would they be making themselves known if they were suspicious? When the man noticed Tomoe, he stamped out his cigarette, then smiled and aimlessly walked to her. His slightly soiled jacket and shabby-looking jeans made him look like a vagrant. Oh god, yeah. He must be really quite young at this time.
いやいや、ちょうどよかった。
I'm like, this is perfect.
どう呼び出せばいいのかと思ってたところなので。
Wait.
ドンピシャですよ。
Is this Arakawa's father? Yunosuke? Or a name that is not Yunosuke? I was wondering how I should contact you, so this hits the nail right on the head.
そんなところでタバコ吸っていると職質
Oh,
食らい
no,
ま
that's
すよ。
not allowed. Oh god, I always assumed it was. Because obviously smoking is a really quite big thing in Japan, but no. Smoking in a place like this, are you trying to end up in police custody? Oh. Well, somewhat exasperatedly shrugging her shoulders, Tomoe picked up the cigarette butt that had fallen to the ground and tossed it into a nearby sewer grate. Oh, now... Okay, this is going to be interesting. Oh my god. Arakawa Ryuichi. A freelance... Right. A freelance journalist who covered a wide range of topics from politics to the sex industry. Right. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. He also gets a lot of hate for his brute force interview style that ignores press confessions. Oh my god, yeah, definitely. Do you remember the Hinamizawa, you know, after the gas disaster, the Hinamizawa patients that he actually interviews? I mean, the patients that are actually alive that he interviews. Oh my fucking god. He doesn't care that these people are in, like, some of the worst mental health conditions they possibly have had. He still interviews these people. Funnily enough, he never gets it published because obviously how, people was... Oh. Oh, interesting. Even so, he was also a key informant, reporting directly to Director Myanmar in the Public Relations Office. He was deeply familiar with how to gather information from both the underground and the upper echelons. What is an echelon? Oh, a level or rank in an organisation. Right. Interesting. God, this is surprising. I mean, God. So I wonder what's actually... I wonder why he's here. And, you know, obviously the information that he would have gathered. Yeah, interesting that it ignores press conventions. Yeah. He's got to be careful though. I mean, my God, if he goes too far, he may potentially never do stuff. Never be able to, you know, do his job again. May be in prison for all we know. But obviously this doesn't happen. He drowns in the worst worlds. I wonder what happens in the worlds that the gas disaster doesn't happen in. Maybe he doesn't drown, or maybe he does. Who knows? We never get that info. I'm actually really quite surprised that he reports directly to Director Mayan, although, like, seriously.
Did you
need something from me? Yeah, you should have called ahead to let me know. Interesting, could potentially be an emergency. Oh, that's actually fair enough. I mean, my God, if you have interviewing techniques that, you know, let's just say eliminate all boundaries the press has, then yeah, of course you should. Yeah. Oh, yeah, fair enough, yeah. Some of the folks there see me as an enemy, so I prefer to avoid it if at all possible. Yeah, that is actually a fair question. Yeah, couldn't we have just discussed it over the phone? Oh, interesting. So these people have definitely met before, and obviously, I mean, you know, they've known each other, but yeah, I wonder why this has been the case. I'm aware of that. Basically, it's that sort of business. Interesting. So I'm assuming this is so confidential that they can't actually talk about it on the phone to each other. Yeah, Tomoe's eyes suddenly narrowed and sharpened. In short, it meant that he didn't want anyone to know about his contact with Tomoe. Yeah, it was something she'd rather not consider, but given the current situation, there was a possibility of eavesdroppers even within the police station. Yeah, fair enough, actually. Yeah, they should probably... Yeah, good one. Yeah. Anyway, can we discuss it on the move? I need to head to the Kakiuchi TV station right after this. Yes, of course. Ooh. In that case, can you drop me off at the Kakiuchi airport? I'm a bit short to make a taxi fare. Ta ha ha. Why is he going to the Kakiuchi airport? Why? Oh my God. I like how I shamelessly said that while scratching his head. Though shocked by his impudence, Tomoe shrugged her shoulders and said, okay, then walked over to where his car was parked. I don't feel like this is going to end. Oh, I'm actually quite surprised. I thought there was going to be something weird about his car, but no. The bright headlights of Tomoe's car parted the veil of darkness as they gently drove forward. Yeah, now I really wonder what they're actually going to be talking about. And I wonder why a freelance writer would need to talk to Tomoe, a detective. It's weird. It's really quite good going in the car, obviously, because yeah, they won't be able to. Nobody will be able to follow them and easily hear what's being discussed. The traffic volume was actually fairly reasonable and not stressful at all. Yeah, that's really quite lucky. Yeah, she'd likely be able to arrive at the TV station well in advance, even after a quick stop at the airport. Oh, that's actually really quite bad though, because you imagine if, you know, what's serious, if, you know, stuff here is so serious that, you know, she really doesn't want to, you know, obviously stop, but she will have to because of what's happening. And could you imagine if it's really serious and she feels really fazed by this information, so as a result she, I don't know, maybe finds the interview harder to do. Before long, Tomoe notices a traffic light about 100 meters ahead turned red, so she made an abrupt left turn. Then the car pulled into a slightly narrow road and she stepped on the gas.
おや空港はあっちの国道まっすぐでしょ
Isn't the airport a straight shot down the highway?
ショートカットですよ。
Oh, this is a
こ
shortcut.
っちの国道、信号多くてよく
Yeah,
止
of
められ
course
る
she
んで
knows
す。
that, obviously. The main road has too many lights you can catch. Oh, yeah,
少
fair.
なくとも5分から10分、所要時間を短縮できますよ。
You can save maybe 5 or 10 minutes going this way.
へえ知りませんでした
Well, I had no idea. That's actually really quite funny. Well, that is why you know Tomoe. That is why you want to know Tomoe. Get all the shortcuts of the area.
さすが地元警察お
Oh,
詳しい
yeah,
ですね
definitely. Yeah, you're well informed, as expected of a local police officer. Arakawa was given honest praise. Yeah, I agree. But Tomoe was confident that nobody at Kakiuchi Station, not even the locals, were that intimately familiar with the area's geography. Yeah, but it obviously makes sense. Yep. Yeah, after the death of her parents, Tomoe had been regularly travelling to Kakiuchi Airport since her father was investigating something there when he was still alive. While visiting every year, the roads in the surrounding area had gotten significantly brighter. Oh, interesting, yeah, probably just addition of street lights, road lights, stuff like that. And in addition to that, she would often imagine how elaborate siege operations would play out if she was ever a criminal inside the airport. Oh my god, that's actually really quite funny. It must be really quite nice being a police officer and, you know, just having the most fucking cool adventure stories in your head, because you know so much about criminals and how they work, obviously. You can probably make up some really, really nice stories. Although those efforts hadn't proven useful. Oh yeah, my god, definitely, yeah. Yeah, those efforts haven't proven useful even once in the past 12 years. Even though there has been crime in the
公安
Kakiuchi
のマー
airport.
クがどうやら外れたようです
The public security mark seems to have been called off. Wait, hang on a second, what? Surely after merging onto the more heavily trafficked highway, Arakawa's sudden word caused Tomoe to lightly catch her breath. Yeah! He glanced at Tomoe's sudden change in facial expression and then continued in a
理由
monotone
について
voice.
はまだわかんないんで
Still
すよ
don't know the
ね
reason.
ただ割と信用できる筋からの情報です
What? Hang on a second, so where has the public security mark seemed to have been called off, I wonder? It's still really not good. If public security has been called off in a place, that means people were doing stuff without the police being able to intervene. God, that could potentially be bad.
So
Is that so?
ですか。
Tomoe felt there was something strange happening around her recently, so she asked Arakawa to find out. Oh, interesting. Yeah, good one. Good one. Oh. And from him, she learned that investigators from the MPD, Public Security and Personal Affairs had been following her.
マークが外れたのは、まあ、いいことなんでしょうけど。
That's actually really quite interesting. Maybe it's because obviously moles and the mountain dogs, really quite confidential information that she's investigating, and also because obviously some will be following her because of the profiling techniques, seeing if they really work, and yeah, there's probably other reasons as well. Obviously the mountain dogs in general. If the mark has been rescinded, well, I suppose that's a
理
good
由
thing.
もなくついたり消えたりってのは気味が悪い話ですよね。
But it's a creepy story for them to do that and then call it off for no reason. Like, there is a reason, there
前
is
の
always
室
a
長は
reason.
どう言っていました？
Yeah, what did the Red Miner have to say
室長
about it?
も何が原因でそうなったのかはっきり
The
とは
director
把握
doesn't
して
know
ない
exactly
そうで
what
す
caused it either.
知り合いの公安に聞いてもラインが違うので不明だと
Even though I asked an acquaintance in public security about it. Oh, because he really does have quite high connections. I mean, Arakawa he's not only a, you know, a freelance writer, but he's also a really quite good information gatherer. Oh my god, yeah. I didn't learn anything since they're from a different line. Right.
隠しているようには見えませんでした。
Yeah, but it didn't seem like they were trying to hide anything. Now that is odd. Maybe there's an order that's actually been going against their will. Well, not really against their will, but like, you know, without anybody having heard it.
秋山さんもそんなことを言ってたわね。
Akiyama-san was saying the same thing. Who the fuck is Akiyama? Oh. Oh, right. So, Commissioner Akiyama of the IG Prefectural Police, Public Security Bureau, God, such a long title, was an old acquaintance of mine, so he was willing to share intel with Tomoe within the scope of his duties. But if it was a line of investigation even he couldn't get a handle on, it meant this was something very deep within, within the top secret intelligence agency. Now I find it really quite interesting that's the people that are there. Yeah, broadcasting this was a big mistake, to be honest, but she doesn't realise that yet. There are two scenarios where public security will mark an individual. The first is a subject clearly intending to commit an act against national interests. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. And the second is when dealing with people connected to subjects of the first type. Yeah. In other words.
私が捜査している事件が公安と何らかの関係を持っていたってことなんで
Yeah,
し
I
ょう
wonder
か。
if the case I'm investigating has some connection to public security. If they discover the truth of Tokyo, boom. So much of Japanese politics just completely goes over the roof even.
そしてマークが外れたってことは何らかの進展か、それとも変化があった。
And the fact that they called off the mark means they've made some sort of progress, or there was a change of circumstances. Yeah. God, that's so surprising. So somebody in public security can't even get you know, insight to this public security mark. Yeah, I really wonder.
まあそういうことです
Well,
よ
you could say so.
どうやらあんたの狙っている犯人ってのはかなり裏があるようですね。
Apparently the culprit you've been pursuing has considerable
ただ
backing.
人間を殺したなんて単純な
Yeah,
ものじゃ
yeah,
な
yeah,
い。
definitely not. It's not just as simple as killing a
相
person.
当なしがらみがありますよ。
There are, yeah, definitely. And why the person was actually, why, for example, Hiranima and obviously Nagisa and Lena. Sorry, not Lena, sorry, what's his name? Kola here. Why all of those guys were killed. Yeah, a lot of reasoning behind it. Oh, interesting. So she didn't actually realise this. A flash of inspiration suddenly went through Tomoe's head. Half a year ago, Yamaoki had Tomoe transferred to the Public Relations Office. She later learned from Director Miyano that it wasn't just disciplinary action. Oh, that's actually really quite surprising, that. Yeah, she later learned from Director Miyano that it wasn't just disciplinary action against her for assaulting Second Division Section T4 Carpet. Yeah, oh my god, definitely, yeah. But also because Deputy Chief Hata was pursuing liability against her. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. But the truth is, they likely had another objective because they could have easily transferred her to the 1st Division of IG Prefectural Police. Yeah, she still could have been a detective, but or the Jibu Region Police Department, or a plethora of other options. Now, I find this really quite interesting. I think Yamaoki, you know, him deciding what's obviously best for Tomoe did have a say in where she was transferred to, but yeah, that's fair. nevertheless, they had to move to a department with no jurisdiction for criminal investigation. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and that's actually really quite interesting because this ties in with what we've learned from Yamaoki's point of view. People from public security were actually going to try and use her as a mole to, you know, commit some really quite awful deeds and get information. Yeah. To show someone that she had been removed from the investigation. In which case, who is that someone? Yeah, definitely, yeah. What on earth was Yamaoki thinking? Moving away from criminal investigation? Yeah, definitely. No, I couldn't agree more.
とりあえずマークがなくなったとはいえ、注意はしておいた方がいいですよ。
Anyway, even though the mark is gone, I still think you need to be careful. She does, I agree, yeah.
知り合いが事件に巻き込まれて不幸に遭うなんてのは
Oh my god, yeah. She really does, especially because of how big the powers here. I mean, if if the position she's literally being transferred to is, you know, affected just because of, just because of somebody potentially pulling the strings and, you know, getting her into worse shit. Yeah, it really is serious. Even I don't want to see an acquaintance of mine getting caught up in an unfortunate incident. Yeah, very good.
上等。捜査の途上で殉職なんて警察冥利に尽きるってやつですか？
Oh god. Yeah, I find it interesting. She really offers up her life here, but yeah, you really think she'd be doing this on the verge of death? Actually, yes. Do you think I want to feel grateful for my position while dying in the line of duty?
強気な人だな。
Yeah, you're a confident person, definitely. Yeah.
そういうとは思ってましたけど
I think you
ね。
say that. Interesting that the public security mark was gone. Yeah, I really don't get that because obviously I would have thought the opposite would have happened because obviously the mark actually being, you know, initially there would have meant these people could have potentially posed a threat to Tokyo and, like, you know, all of the national politics that actually, you know, has and the links they have. Maybe it's possibly because it's 1983 and there's, you know, loads of plans to overthrow the old Tokyo, and that could potentially be easing things up. If the old one's overthrown, then obviously there'll be less scandalous things. I mean, they're still, like, you know, getting all of the funds and slush funds and, like, you know, all of the taxes from the CBD of Japan and, you know, just getting them into their own pockets as much as they can. But at the same time, like, there would be less military involvement. Maybe that's why. Maybe the answer is in Tokyo's, like, you know, change. I don't know though, it's kind of hard to tell. It's really hard it's impossible to tell, actually. That changed. Arakawa sighed and scratched his head with a frightened look on his face. She had a cute face and she really was a stout-hearted girl. Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. That's probably why a shrewd man in the National Police Agency like mine was so interested in introducing her. Yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah, very hard worker as well. Very hard worker. Oh, right.
荒川さん、例の人とはどうなり
Ooh,
まし
what
た？
happened to the person from that case? That case?
ああ、
Oh, you mean
彼女のことですか。ご心配なく、ちゃんと先週に大人の責任は果たしました
Don't
か
worry
ら。
about it. I carried out all my responsibilities like a good boy last
Straight.
week. Pardon me. Is this about dinner? Arakawa pulled a box of cigarettes out of his breast pocket as he said that, then put one of his in his mouth and lit it. He thought it would be okay to smoke with her consent, but then he seemed to get embarrassed and reconsider until Tomoe urged him to go on ahead.
正直、こんなヤクザな商売をやってる人間が家庭を持つなんざ、悪いジョークか何かって気もしますが
Oh
ね。
my god, yeah, fair, yeah. Honestly, the idea of people getting involved in this sort of Yakuza business while having a family feels like a bad joke or something.
子供が小学校に上がろうって言うんじゃしょうがね。
When your kid says they want to go to elementary school, what choice do you have? Yeah, it's actually really quite interesting. So you just have to do it because of your position. Yeah, like you would, you know, your position of a parent. You have to send your kid to elementary school, but yeah. Yeah, because the thing is, like, life in, you know, obviously the bigger world of things, it really, really doesn't matter. Obviously, in the more evil powers of society, it doesn't matter. Life is just as much as you kill this person and boom, he's not an inconvenience to you anymore. No, you know, grasp of how important life is and stuff like that.
腹くくって席に入れましたよ。
Oh yeah, definitely. You accept your fate and let them join the family.
それはおめでとうございます。
Oh, congratulations on
で
that.
も奥さん大した人ですね。
Yeah, but your wife sure is something.
子供ができて大きくなっていたのに、あなたに連絡を取ろうとしなかったんでしょ？
Oh, this is actually quite interesting. Yeah. I thought that was just, you know, an analogy, but yeah. Oh. Why does he not make any effort to contact them though? Maybe it's just so that if he does actually die in some sort of Yakuza-related accident, Arakawa will never, you know, have the pain of... Sorry, Yunosuke will never have the pain of, you know, losing his father and stuff like that. I wonder.
まあ、俺の邪魔になるって思ったみたいです。
Well, she thought they may just be getting in my way.
気使いすぎなんですよ。
Yeah, my god, definitely. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, she's way too considerate.
こっちだってそこまで冷たい人間じゃねえ。言ってくれりゃ力にもなっ
I'm
た
not
の
that
に。
kind of a person though. I'd help if asked.
まあ、何事も話さなければ始まらない
Yeah, definitely,
ってことでしょうね。
Yeah, and the world would be a worse place if nothing ever got started here, I mean. Yeah, well, if you never talk to one another, then nothing will ever get started.
全くです。
Absolutely.
気を使って言わなかったってのは結局のところ自己満足なんですよ。
So saying nothing, even when you're concerned, is just complacency in the end.
本当に自分が心配するに足る相手なら、よほどでない限り、
Yeah.
言われたことで態度を急変させるなんてありえませんからね。
Yeah, when you're really worried about somebody, they won't suddenly change their attitude because it's something extreme.
あい
After
つ
all.
もいい勉強になったと思いますよ。
Yeah, I think it was a good lesson for her too. That's actually really quite interesting though. I mean, he really is seeing this from a one-side point of perspective though. I mean, like, firstly, you know, Yunosuke is not going to have a father to grow up with, and secondly, you know, it's just like, you know, he's completely vanished from, you know, her mum's eyes, and there's just going to be so much about their family life that's going to be completely, you know, screwed because of this. I'm just quite surprised that he's taking this so casually. That is so surprising though that, you know, obviously the mother doesn't actually, you know, really want contact to happen just because of, you know, him being potentially inconvenienced. I mean, that is fucked. Yeah, but obviously they may be having some troubles with, you know, Yunosuke starting elementary school, but no help's been asked, therefore he hasn't ever been asked for help, and obviously it really will get in the way of things. Obviously, if this kid learned that, you know, he had a father while starting elementary school, of course things would be a lot more complex, but at the same time they should be like that. They really should be. It's just really quite surprising this person is a complete ghost to their family. It really is. Hmm.
勉強になったのはあなたも一緒。
Yeah, I'd say that applies to both of you, right?
Oh, you
got me there. Arakawa had a lively smile on his face as he said that, rubbing his cigarette out in the ashtray. Tomoe secretly smiled to herself, thinking his facial expression looked much more refreshed than before. Yeah, that's interesting. I suppose maybe it's just, you know, getting a concern off.
柿内空港隣の自衛隊基地で航空ショーが開かれるみたいですからね。
Next month, they're conducting an air show at the Self-Defense Force base next to Kakiuchi.
ちょいと家族サービスの真似事でもしてみようかなと。
Now, it's interesting that he never actually did this in the end, because obviously we know Arakawa and the fact that he's never Yunosuke and the fact that he's never really seen his father, so I wonder, maybe it's changed if the gas disaster doesn't happen, who knows.
彼女と子供と3人で。
Yeah, bring the wife and my child, the three of us.
それはいいですね。
That's gonna be nuts, like the first time ever, well, probably one of the first times in, you know, Ryunosuke's life, actually meeting his father. That sounds
戦
nice.
闘機のアクロバット飛行なんて東京でもなかなか見られるものじゃあ
God,
りません
definitely
よ
not. I mean, yeah, fighter jets performing aerial acrobatics isn't exactly something you can see in Tokyo.
お子さん喜ぶと思うな
Oh my god. I could imagine just like a really young kid. That would be the fucking thing of dreams for them. Yeah, that would be cool. The runways at the Kakiyuchi airport are occasionally shared with the SDF. Oh, right. So the Air Force garrison and the base facilities hold an air show every year in June and invite foreign forces. Wow. Oh my god. That must actually be really quite something. I mean, yeah, I can imagine that in night. I mean, obviously this wouldn't happen, but like loads of glowing lights on an aeroplane and then just, you know, this. But at the same time, that would be ridiculous. Why would there be loads of glowing lights on a military airplane? But still, that would be really cool though. I mean, it's never going to happen, but like still. That must be so cool
で
to
も
see though,
観覧チ
seriously.
ケットって結構プレ
Oh
ミアだと
god.
聞きまし
Oh,
た
but I
よ
heard that viewing tickets are a bit
取るの
pricey.
大変だったんじゃないです
Isn't it
か
tough to get them?
そのあたりはちょいと前野さん
Ah,
に
that's actually really quite
仮
lucky.
一つっ
So
て
he's
やつ
actually
です
bought it. He has bought them. He's bought the tickets. And yet, I mean, I'm actually really quite surprised that Arakawa wouldn't have remembered this. Sorry, Nosuke would have not remembered this. I wonder what's actually happened. I think something's happened in, you know, for example, Yoigoshi that has prevented this from actually happening. Or maybe he's just forgot it, who knows. Tomoe gave a deeply understanding nod to that. Now that he mentioned it, the minor did say that he could use his public relations connections to get tickets for anything. That's so... wow. Oh my god. Yeah, obviously because you would be really affiliated with media companies, it'd be like, you know, turning your boss down. You couldn't do that for a lot of people. Or not really a boss, but somebody higher up.
しかし男の子ってのはどうして飛行機だとかバイクだとか速度のある乗り
Because
物
they're
に憧れるんで
fucking
しょう
cool! But why is it the boys always have a fascination with fast vehicles like airplanes and
う
motorcycles?
ちの花田くんもそっち系ですけど私にはその良さが今一つっていうか
Bruh, you're boring. Even Hanada-kun, our station fits that bill, but I still don't understand it. Huh?
だったら今度一緒にクルージングなんてどうです
Oh my god, yeah. Then maybe next time we should go cruising together.
空と陸もいいですけど海での暴走
Oh
も
my
なかな
god, yeah,
か
I
楽
can
しいもんです
imagine
よ
that. I've never really done it myself personally, but yeah, I could just imagine that being fucking mental, especially if you have like a really, really beautiful, you know, scenery around you, rocky scenery as well. My god, that must be nice. The land and sunsets as well. Oh my god, the land and sky are great, but driving recklessly on the sea is pretty fun too.
も
You
う
know?
浮気の相談ですか
Now you're flirting with infidelity. Is infidelity affair related? Yeah. The state of being unfaithful to a sexual partner or spouse. That's what it says. Oh, she turned the wheel to the right. She said that and arrived at a wide open, straight road. The Kakiyuchi Airport terminal building can be seen straight ahead. Zoom.
それじゃあ俺はここで
Oh yeah, I forgot how beautiful this you know, scene looks. Alright, right here it's
送って
good.
くれてどうもでした
Thank you for the lift. Hmm.
どういたしまして
You're welcome.
何か新しい情報があったらよろしくお願いしますね。
Yeah, if you learn any new information,
わかりまし
please
た。
let me know. Got it.
前の室長からもあなたのことはよろしく言われてますか
I give my regards to Director
ら。で
Mine.
はまた。
Anyway, see you later. I like how I held his hands up with his two fingers extended and waved. As he disappeared into the airport lobby. After watching him go, Tomoe got back into the car, then stopped and gazed at the airplane as it flew up across the sky up ahead. Oh, nice. That must actually be a really quite nice sight. Especially because of, you know, how close it would have been to...
柿内空港
Ooh.
6月
Oh, yeah, of course she's remembering this now. I mean, it would be impossible for her, obviously, not to be in Kakiuchi Station and remembering this. I wonder what she's actually, remembering. So I'm assuming that says, like, Kakiuchi Kuko. That says Kuko, I know, that's airport in Japan. Japanese, and then Rokugatsu, Suiyo Ike. She repeated to herself the words written on the last page of her father's number. Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah. 12 years ago, Tomoe's father was a detective at public security, trying to investigate something at this very airport. Yeah, and now public security have marked her to monitor her movements. Yeah, it is really weird, that. Maybe it was just a coincidence, but maybe it had something to do with the case her father was pursuing. Yeah, maybe something that's actually came to light that could potentially mean, you know, the fact that he has actually been doing things will maybe make Tomoe, I don't know, more knowledgeable about a potential truth. Dad, was it the truth she was approaching? Yeah, was it the truth she was approaching? Yeah. Yeah, but that's the scary thing, because even if she is approaching truth, yeah, maybe she's gonna die as well, which is really hard to tell. Tomoe herself wasn't sure. Yeah, oh my god, understandable. Oh, so that's the end. Yeah, that was actually really quite fun. I liked today. I mean, yeah, just also, yeah, the fact that this could potentially mean death. I don't know though, but at the same time, I think if public security, if somebody's so high that people in public security are marking her, it's not good. No way. Ooh, we get some school scenes, it looks like. Oh, we get Natsumi and Tamako here as well.
Tadaima.
Yo, I'm back. Does she actually say yo?
Osu, tadaima.
Awesome. I've never heard that one before. No, but I have heard some people, like, you know, say yo, just English version. Sorry, Japanese version of the English greeting. Not English. The greeting in the English language. It's not necessarily English. I mean, I think it probably originated from America. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. But yeah. Oh, anyway, like, that greeting. But yeah, that was actually really quite fun today. I like learning about, you know, I think the stuff on Madoka and Tomoe, that was good. And yeah, also, it was also really quite interesting learning about Arakawa, and also, like, you know, the information that was there, and, you know, how slowly the case is moving. And it's just quite interesting to think, like, what's actually going to happen in regard to the case. I mean, like, how is everything, you know, that's being solved at the moment, how is it going to end? And, you know, how is it going to progress as well? I really, really wonder what this public security mark on Tomoe is actually going to entail. Yeah, because it could potentially mean the end of her life. I mean, I don't know. I really wonder what, I really wonder if, potentially, you remember in, I think it's Kageboshi, you know, when she's killed, by the White Cabinet officer. I really wonder if this could potentially be something to do with that. Now, I wonder, what she's going to solve next. I really wonder what she's going to do next, and how the, you know, interview with Lenos going to go. I really hope it goes well. I really hope it's, you know, fun to read. So, yeah, I'm going to go to bed now. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, I will see you tomorrow.